Look at it.
I do want to go back a little bit, Rob. We had the one more where the which goes back to the videos we were talking about earlier. The mother who there was a mother who was actually bringing her children up in the ideology that we were talking about before, and realized what she was doing and realized she was in a cult, and then suddenly stopped. So, Rob, why don't you pull that video up, because we do have to get off in 10 minutes for Rob.
And I feel like I am leaving a cult, because that's what it felt like to me. He said to me, "Mama, this is your fault. You changed my name." So imagine had we not realized our mistake, and you go 10, 20 years into the future. Imagine that, "Mama, this was your fault then." To understand that, again, it wasn't about being innately trans, but rather a defense. And he had that defensive reaction to other things in his life as well. So that was part of us really putting whether you call it like unraveling it or putting the pieces together, it helped our insight to really see what was going on at a deeper level. And that's what the ideology stops you from doing. You just say, this is this, period. There's no understanding of what's underneath. So I want to speak to the idea. Like, I think an interesting part of my story is like how I'm here today talking to you about this. Because when I made that decision, when my partner and I said, we're going to hold our son in this futility that he can't be a girl, we came to that from the process that I'm describing to you, really looking at these different layers of attachment, development, maturation. What pieces of it were about being highly sensitive. How we had led him on was a core of that for me, like I've spoken to, and taking responsibility for that. We came to that decision without seeing outside the belief system.
Yeah, I think that was amazing that she realized that. I would have liked it more if she had been brave enough to show her face, because I really think we need these Enoch Burke type figures to come out and just say, look, this is nonsense. But everybody's so afraid that they're going to be labeled.
But the Lavender Mafia will be after her in no time, and she doesn't have the resources to fight off that. And I get it. We're supposed to suffer and so forth, but baby steps, I would say. It's good that she came out and said that. So
Connor, the thorn stigmata would be the crown of thorns, and it would also be the spear in the side, I would imagine. So the crown of thorns obviously would be the thorn stigmata, but so I get cluster headaches. And there was a point when I first converted, and I would not suggest anyone doing this. When I first started learning about redemptive suffering and how we're supposed to offer up our sufferings to, join them to the cross of Christ, I had actually said, God, I don't have any suffering in my life. If there's anything I can offer. And I started getting these cluster
You literally said that.
And
Rick's like, oh, rookie mistake.
It was so bad.
It reminds me real quick. I played my first season of rugby, and it was the second to the last game. And I looked at my coach and said, hey, I got through it without a sprained ankle or any injuries. Boom. He's like, you didn't say that, did you? Blew up my ACL the next game. True story.
Yeah, it's not something I would suggest anybody does, because I will tell you, for the past 20 years, I have been suffering from cluster headaches. And I regret ever saying that ever since. I don't, in a way, because I look at it.
Do you happen to know if your wife said that before she met you?